heart of Macau.
Okay, so we're gonna go down something called Felicidade Lane, and we're gonna be starting out at this place where they have a nice market right here, nice restaurant. So we're gonna capture that, and then we're gonna walk all the way down this way, and then we're gonna go kind of around slightly into Rua de Felicidade. I'll explain all of that, but this is the starting spot, and I'm gonna also set this to music in a minute. And then we're going to come back and do the walk and talk where I'll show you. So the music will have the preview. Then the walk and talk will go all the way down and end up at Felicidade, and I'll explain all of this as well. So stay tuned for that.
In Travessa de Mastro, where the alleys wind and weave, craftsmen built the masts for ships in Macau's days we can't retrieve. With hammers ringing through the air and timber by the sea, in Travessa de Mastro, where dreams were meant to be. Oh, Travessa de Mastro, where the sailors' dreams were cast in the shadows of Macau's buildings, where the past and present blast with the scent of salt and timber and the echoes of the sea. In Travessa de Mastro, where the ships were meant to be. Ghosts of men who toiled away, their spirits linger still in the alley by Rua de Felicidade, where sailors sought their thrill. Sing-song girls and fan-tan dens just a stone's throw away. In Travessa de Mastro, where the masts were built each day. Oh, Travessa de Mastro, where the sailors' dreams were cast in the shadows of Macau's buildings, where the past and present blast with the scent of salt and timber and the echoes of the sea. In Travessa de Mastro, where the ships were meant to be. Travessa de Mastro, where the sailors' dreams were cast in the shadows of Macau's buildings, where the past and present blast with the scent of salt and timber and the echoes of the sea. In Travessa de Mastro, where the ships were meant to be.
Okay, so Macau, so that was Travessa de Mastro. Mastro is like a ship mast, and this whole lane would have been near it is in the inner harbor, which is where all the ships used to come in historically, and they would come in, and then the sailors would go up the Rua de Felicidade, which is part of the video in here. So so this particular street, we're on two streets here that go into each other. One is the ship mast lane, and then the other is the lane of happiness, which is connected to the Street of Happiness, which is where all the historic opium dens and sing-song girls and fan-tan gambling houses, all of that was there. So they're basically right in the same neighborhood, just around the corner and up the street. So that is how that song became to be. So I created the song with that kind of reference in mind, and included that in the preview. So hope you enjoy the song. I'll put the lyrics in behind me as well. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this one as well. And now we're going to get into the walk and talk, where I walk around with the camera and then I'll film, and you can hear me speaking about just experiencing the street here in 2024. Macau. Okay, so we're going to start here. Let's try to capture what they got going here. We got a pretty long line in here too. So we're gonna go down that way. Before we do, this is kind of a little arcade street, so we're just gonna walk down real quick. But if you go down this way, this is called San Malo, and it goes all the way down to Sonata Square. And then across the street you have these kind of historical buildings, because it's kind of a historical street. It brought the main city to the port. And they call it San Malo. And so San Malo is the port, but then they would also go over to this other area called Felicidade, which I'm going to highlight in a minute as well. So yeah, it looks kind of cool. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is going all the way down to our target street, which is Felicidade Street. It's going to capture all of the images of this area as well, including these lanterns. It's nice, especially that pink one, that light blue one. And then this one has 4 or 5 stories now. I think that's relatively new. Hello. You check out these balconies too. They have these stairs. They have doors that open up as well. Kind of cool. Okay, so we got just about perfect lighting right now too. So let's go down. They must have some nice little alleys. Just gonna poke the camera down slightly. I think this one is I think it's like named after like a boat, Lenha e something, Portuguese. I'm just gonna go across just slightly. So yeah, this is kind of the cross street right here, Barca da Lenha, which is like a reed boat, something like that in English. Okay, so we're gonna head back. Then we're gonna go down our alley more, down our lane. And we're gonna be going down this way. Okay, just kind of check all this stuff out. So I think we have our name of our sign somewhere in here, but we're also going to see these places to sit. And this is kind of a famous restaurant here, it's 1903. Oh, we're still in Travessa de Mastro. So I guess, and then it turns into Travessa de Felicidade right there. So that's Travessa de Felicidade, and then this is Rua de Felicidade right there. And then I guess that's Mastro. And my goal was to go down this Rua de Felicidade, Travessa de Felicidade, and then come around to this one. So I guess we'll continue to do that. And I don't know if I'm going to call it Mastro Street or Felicidade Street. Maybe both. Sometimes Macau is like that, where it bleeds, like 2 streets go into each other. Huh. Okay. Let me just kind of turn around briefly. So that's where we're at. This is kind of interesting right here because this is a hostel right there, but it's also something else. If you go up, there's basically, I don't know if it's still that way, but I went up to see if bring a friend around here. And we saw that there was actually like prostitution there. Okay, so this is basically Rua de Felicidade. And then my plan was just to go sorry, Travessa de Felicidade. And my plan was just to kind of come around and then go into Rua de Felicidade. I'll explain that too. But Felicidade Street is the historical prostitution area, and sing-song girls, entertainers, that kind of stuff, that was very prominent in the 1800s. And so that lane is straight ahead. So that's called Rua de Felicidade. And then, so around here we have Travessa de Felicidade, which is lane, Rua is street. So they have the same name, Felicidade. The English word is happiness. And we have a lane, we have a street, then we have these other ones with also references to Felicidade. For example, we have a patio. So we were just walking down patio of Felicidade right there. And then this one right here is called the Beco. Patio is like a courtyard. Beco is like kind of like a small alley, kind of. So we'd have that one right there as well. So so there's like 4 names that we've come across, right? A Beco, a patio, a Rua, and then this is actually the Rua, so this is the street. So this one historically would have had prostitution. So I think the girls would have been up on the 2nd floor. And there's also opium dens, fan-tan houses, gambling houses, and such like that. So I think they would probably try to bring them in at the bottom floors, and then upstairs would be the den. So we're kind of at the corner of it, and I think this particular one we're just focusing on this street at the base of it. So we kind of came in. So basically, let me explain that all a little bit. So this is our street, Travessa Lane. This would go down to the ocean. So that Pond 16 is where the ocean is at now, but historically the ocean would have been maybe this street right here, and then they did all this reclamation land. And I think the ocean, I think Felicidade Lane probably would have been maybe near, close to the ocean anyways. Oh, here we go, right here. So this explains all of it as well. So we have Rua de Felicidade and Beco de Felicidade in English, Portuguese, and Chinese. And then English, they're talking about it a little bit, how it all went together. So you can read some of that. Okay. So I'll let you read it rather than me explain it. But yeah, brothels, fan-tan, gaming stalls, restaurants. Also they had opium dens, stuff like that. The Red Lantern District, okay. So that's all this area right here. Okay. So Felicidade Lane, Travessa de Felicidade, and Mastro Lane.
Walking Macau Streets. Walking Macau Streets.